During the admissions process, they really made me feel like I was home here and I was welcome and I was wanted.
You could tell the family aspect of it, even though it is such a large school. It was just so welcoming. People seemed so happy.
Stepping on campus, seeing how beautiful it was, and then meeting the people here that make Iowa State, it really solidified my choice to come here.
My mom had always told me that no matter where I'd visit, I would feel the sense of being at home. And I think definitely coming to Iowa State and constantly feeling that progressively throughout the day is why I ended up choosing to come to Iowa State.
The first time I stepped on the campus as a student, I was exiting Joffrey Hall and it was nice and crisp outside. It was a beautiful morning. I had my 7:45 math class and I just felt a new era of my life starting, and I really felt like I was part of something.
Even though I just said goodbye to my family for the first time in 18 years, I felt like I could really be at home here.
I've gained a lot of skills and knowledge at Iowa State that will definitely be helpful as I go back home to the farm.
With my engineering degree, while I've had like the core classes and stuff, being able to customize my tech electives, I've been able to do welding, I've been able to look into renewable energy, which is ultimately what I've decided I want to continue on and do more with.
When I came here, I got involved in research really early on, and I think that definitely helped me cement that I wanted to do chemistry for the rest of my life.
The kind of lab opportunities I've had would be the bionics research lab I've been a part of. That was under Professor Carrie Hain. We use EEG headsets with prosthetics for people to regain control of body limbs they might have lost.
I'm the president of a Novel Idea Book Club, and it's really fun to get together with like-minded people and discuss some really cool reads.
I like being involved in the crops team while here at Iowa State. We got to have a lot of opportunity to travel all across the nation to different states and see how agriculture is different in other places.
Being a campus tour guide and being able to share my experience with students, seeing them go through the process of, man, I like it, maybe, we'll see if I go here. But then the next year they're here, they come up to me and they're like, oh my gosh, you're my tour guide. Casey Stammy, who works for admissions, has been my supervisor, and she was very helpful and encouraging, especially when I had a lot going on.
It was nice to have that built-in community of having swimming, but I really found community with my classmates, with the clubs, especially Pay It Forward, and the different volunteering sites around Ames, especially Food at First. I've been on the Pay It Forward tour 3 times now. The people are always shocked at how much that we get done. College students do want to make a difference and can make a difference.
Being in the student section at the big games at Iowa State is one of the most fun experiences.
Being in student section this year has been pretty awesome with a great football and basketball season. I mean, defeating Houston was a lot of fun. I've never been in such a loud game in my life.
People are so passionate at basketball games and football games, being able to bond with people you're sitting next to.
The second year I entered the landscape architecture program, we went on a studio named Savannah Studio where we had a 6-week camping trip. It was crazy, honestly, and that is the reason I joined landscape architecture, because I learned about the studio.
Studying abroad has been a huge part of my college career. I got to spend a semester in Greece and go all around Europe and did a spring break trip to Nepal.
I think that's one of my favorite parts about the College of Business was the amount of opportunities and experiences they gave me to travel, and that is the best exposure that a student can get.
As I reflect on my time here at Iowa State, I would like to thank my friends, my family, especially my sister, for introducing me to Iowa State, and all of the amazing faculty I've met here.
I mostly thank my family, friends, and my girlfriend Emma for being so supportive of everything I've been able to have the opportunity to do at Iowa State.
I definitely want to thank my parents, my teammates, and the people at Food at First.
I think my favorite part about Iowa State is the culture, whether that is in school or at sporting events. Just anywhere you go, you can see how much people care.
Everybody has been so encouraging and supportive, and I feel like being in that environment has definitely pushed me to try new things.
I think passion for learning is really what brings everyone together here at Iowa State.
Being a Cyclone to me means being able to make an impact on the state of Iowa and the whole country, for me specifically through agricultural stuff, but kind of having a common goal to better our state.
And everyone has come to Iowa State because they thought this was a great school for one, but also because they want to see a brighter future. And that puts us all in a common boat to just say, hey, we're going to go forward together and see what we can do.
I will definitely miss being close to my friends the most, being able to just knock on their door down the hall or walk down the street a couple houses and see them.
I'm definitely going to miss the close friends that I've made along the way and just the tight-knit community of Ames.
And so I think I'm gonna miss being a student because all the things I got to enjoy, and I don't want to be done with that. But yeah, I'm ready to graduate. I've worked hard, but I'm gonna miss those for sure.
When I think about my future, I'm very excited and I'm ready for it. And that's thanks to Iowa State.
After graduation, I plan on going back home to farm with my family to continue my farming career, and I'm very excited for it.
Getting to meet all these people and be involved in so many different experiences has definitely left a mark on me that I will carry for the rest of my life.
I'm most proud of finding myself here, growing in my confidence, and truly growing into the person that I want to be.
Everything I've done has led me here on graduation day, and I'm like sitting here about to walk across the stage. And so I think that has been really cool, and that's something I'm just super proud of. My sister's a sophomore here, but she has 2 more years. So if she sees me graduate and walk across the stage, she's like, man, I can definitely work hard and I can do it as well.
I will miss the late nights talking with friends and energizing wins in Hilton and Jack Trice and the beauty of Ames and the Iowa State campus.
I'm thankful that the landscape architecture program not only provided the knowledge necessary for whatever endeavor I choose next, but also allowed me to find the purest form of love, which is friendship.
Iowa State has this incredible way of bringing people together and creating a community that feels so supportive and welcoming.
I now see myself actually going into the real world as someone who has learned how to truly live.
It would be hard to say goodbye to my home for the past 4 years, but I'm so grateful for spending them here. It is hard to imagine myself being anywhere else.
Good afternoon. Iowa State University is pleased and honored to welcome the family and friends of our graduates to the Spring 2026 Afternoon Undergraduate Commencement Ceremony here in Hilton Coliseum. Today's commencement ceremony recognizes recent graduates in Iowa State University's proud 168-year history of academic achievement, excellence, and service. The processional will begin with the presentation of the college banners by each college's student marshal, who will be accompanied by the dean and the student's university escort. The presentation of the college banners will be followed by the processional of our undergraduate candidates for graduation, who will process in as members of the delegations of the respective colleges. Members of the assembly may remain seated during the processional. At this time, it is our privilege to present to you Carnicia Royce, student marshal for the College of Design. Carnicia is accompanied by her university escort, Brandon Olson, and by Dean Luis Rico Gutierrez. It is our privilege to present to you Min Gun Park, student marshal for the College of Engineering. Min Gun is accompanied by his university escort, Dr. Oleg Zarensky, and by Dean Samuel Easterling. At this time, it is our privilege to present to you undergraduate candidates for graduation from Iowa State University. Signaling the official beginning of our Spring 2026 afternoon undergraduate ceremony, the University Mace, carried by Chief Faculty Marshal Dr. Robert Wallace, precedes the President. We ask that the candidates for graduation and members of the Assembly to please rise as you are able for the procession of the members of the Iowa State University academic community, led by President Dr. David Cook. And now, the presentation of colors by the Naval Reserve Officer Training Corps Color Guard.
Detail. Halt. Left. Face. Present. Colors.
Iowa State University is very pleased to introduce Andrew Cox as the Spring 2026 afternoon undergraduate commencement vocalist. Mr. Cox will sing our national anthem.
Please join in singing our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Graduates, family, and friends, I am pleased to introduce Dr. David Cook, President of Iowa State University.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very pleased to welcome you to the Iowa State University Spring 2026 afternoon undergraduate commencement ceremony. I want to start by recognizing our student vocalist, Andrew Cox. I need you to stand up. You deserve it. Did a great job. Give Andrew a round of applause. Thank you. And I also want to recognize the student brass ensemble right over here, led by Dr. Michael Galimo. Let's give them a round of applause as well. Wonderful, wonderful jobs. Now, I would like to introduce the members of the platform party standing or seated behind me. I ask that they all please stand and remain standing until all introductions are made. We will start with Mr. David Slump, Executive Director of the Morelli Board of Directors and this afternoon's commencement speaker. Dr. Toya Younger, Senior Vice President for Student Affairs. Dr. Sean Reeder, Senior Vice President for Operations and Finance. Dr. Michael Olson, Professor of Mechanical Engineering and Faculty Senate President. Dr. Jason Keith, Senior Vice President and Provost. Mr. Luis Rico Gutierrez, the Steve King and Susan Boren Endowed Dean of the College of Design. Dr. Samuel Easterling, the James L. and Catherine S. Melsa, Dean of the College of Engineering. Dr. Daniel Grooms, the Stephen G. Julesgaard Endowed Dean of the College of Veterinary Medicine. Dr. Heather Greenlee, Dean of the Graduate College. Ms. Hannah Skates Kettler, the Associate University Librarian for Academic Services. Dr. Jennifer Sukan, the University Registrar. The faculty marshals, department representatives, student marshals, and university escorts for today's commencement ceremony. And I got one more for you. There's a gentleman named Steve Butler who's one of the faculty marshals, and it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Steve. I might have been playing to the crowd there a little bit. You all may be seated. Thank you. I heard he's pretty good at calculus. On behalf of our university leaders, faculty, and staff, we are all proud, everybody in this room is very proud to celebrate Iowa State University's newest graduates. We also want to recognize the family and friends who supported you all along the way. You can't do this yourself. Thank you for the love and care you have given our graduates. Everyone here in Hilton, we appreciate it. As a proud alumnus of Iowa State University, I remember sitting exactly where you all are now. The feeling of satisfaction for all that I had accomplished, the feeling of relief for all that you've reached getting to this finish line, and of course, the feeling of excitement of what lies ahead. Today, we celebrate the journeys that brought you all here. We celebrate the achievements, and we celebrate the challenges. We celebrate the successes and the lessons that came with them. Whether you knew exactly what you wanted to do from day one, or you changed your major multiple times, however you arrived at this moment, you made it. You earned your degrees, and you will leave here as graduates of Iowa State University. The education you received at Iowa State has prepared you. It has prepared you to lead. It has prepared you to serve. It has prepared you to innovate. It has prepared you to create. and it has prepared you all to make a difference in this world. We're also very proud of you. Congratulations, Cyclones. We can't wait to see what you all do next. Give them a round of applause, everybody. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for this afternoon's undergraduate commencement ceremony, Mr. David Slump, Executive Director on the Marelli Board of Directors. David joined Marelli, a global automotive technology provider, in 2022 and served as their CEO until April of this year. He also serves on the board of Koki Holdings, a global power tool company. Over a 30-year career, David has led growth and turnaround efforts in companies including Harman, Landis & Gyr, GE, ABB, and Exelon. David is a proud Iowa Stater, earning his bachelor's degree in electrical engineering in 1991, followed by an MBA from the University of Chicago's Booth School of Business. He has remained deeply connected to Iowa State University, serving on the Electrical and Computer Engineering's College of Engineering external advisory boards. He's also been an innovator in residence and co-founded the Student Innovation Fellows Program. Along with his wife, Christine, David launched and funded the Student Innovation Fund and most recently supported an interdisciplinary capstone bringing together mechanical engineering and industrial design students. Please join me in welcoming Mr. David Slump to the stage.
Thank you, President Cook, for the warm welcome. It is an honor to be here today. And my congratulations to our 2026 graduates. You should be filled with pride and joy for achieving your goal of reaching this day. It is one of those special milestones in life. Today, I'll share 3 recommendations that I wish I earlier understood than I did. My hope is these recommendations will help you accelerate your learning for the journey you take from this point forward. My first recommendation, practice being present. I hope you're fully present today, soaking it all up and not thinking about what's next or what it took to get here, but be here now and embrace the sense of accomplishment. A couple of years ago, I had the privilege of sitting up there as a parent, watching my daughter and son graduate within 2 weeks of each other. As I was sitting there waiting for the ceremony to start, it dawned on me that I could not remember sitting here at Iowa State for my graduation. I guess President Cook's younger memory is better than mine. Likely, I was thinking about what it took to get here, or about moving to a new city to start a new job, or just what the after party was going to be like. In other words, I wasn't being present enough to remember the day. Being present is not equally easy for everyone to do. If I think about my strongest memories of experiences, they're usually tied to being fully present and not thinking about work or other things. But there are times where my mind is thinking about something so deeply, I'm not really aware of what's going on around me. But your face is telling those you are with what is going on, that you're not paying attention to them. My wife can read me like a book and will interject statements to get me back, or she'll just give up and ask what I'm thinking about and how can she help. As a parent, when you're not mentally present, only physically present with young kids, they don't know what to think or to do, but to assume it is about them. The point is, you'll always likely have an engineering or innovation challenge to think about, or a creative design, or some other problem or opportunity. It is natural that these things will consume your mind, but be purposeful about the time you're working the problem, and either share it with those around you or find a quiet place to deal with it. Practice ways of being present that work for you. For me, I'm very passionate about mountain biking. For sure, it's good exercise and it's thrilling. But for me, I must focus on the trail and what is in front of me and not think about anything else. It is a full mental recharge and a means for me to practice being present, or the consequences are high. I did not find this to be true golfing or road biking. So find something that allows you to practice being present and listen with your eyes and your ears to those around you for the signs that you are not present, and to minimize the potential negative effects that this can have in your family, your friends, and your colleagues. Plus, it'll create stronger, lasting memories. My second recommendation, further develop your EQ. Thinking about a challenge or opportunity is using your IQ. Being aware of those around you and how it's impacting their emotions is using your EQ. You've just spent the last 4 to 5 years working to further develop your IQ. As you enter the workforce, you'll be working with others, often with different educations and backgrounds. You'll be working on teams more than working as an individual. The skills you will need to succeed go beyond what you've been learning in the classroom. These include how to effectively function on a team and how to effectively communicate and listen. One of Iowa State's unique strengths is hands-on education, experiences beyond the classroom. My wife and I have had the privilege to work with students on Team PRISM, student innovation projects, and the joint senior capstone between engineering and design. As we've witnessed the teams evolve, the patterns have usually been the same. First, the teams must find a way to form and function together, as most are interdisciplinary teams. The faster they achieve this first state, the more time they have to work on their objectives and succeed. I'm personally an advocate of design-led innovation, both in programs we support at Iowa State and also the way we innovate for our customers at Morelli and also at Harmon. It stems from working with engineers on new innovations that don't always result in revenue or customer success. It also working with designers, mostly industrial design, on better looking and easier to use designs that were either not financially or operationally feasible. But when you co-locate industrial designers and engineers, magic starts to happen when the team really forms and functions well. The patterns I've witnessed on successful teams include the following. They are curious. Typically, a team is trying to provide a better consumer experience using new technologies. The designers will focus on ways to improve the experience and ask lots of questions about the technology. The engineers are focused on their solutions using the technology and learning that it'll only be sold if it matters to the customer. This curiosity between the team members spurs learning. Some teams are faster at making this click than others, and it usually stems from how many of the team members are working their EQ. How can you be better at this? One item I personally work on and encourage my team as well is to empty yourself to listen. How often have you experienced someone that only listening enough to push their point of view? They jump in and answer questions, or they counter your points without seeking first to understand. Learning to empty yourself to listen and seeking to understand others' points of view doesn't mean you're giving up on your ideas. You're just either learning to augment them or proving that you're a capable listener, and hopefully they will do the same with you. And listen with your eyes, not just your ears. Body language often speaks louder than words. You'll process the body language and adjust accordingly if you're using your EQ. Effective communication is not just about how you have prepared your bullet points. It is how you're adapting your delivery to the audience to achieve an outcome. If I had to tie it all together in one recommended action, get comfortable being uncomfortable. Things change fast, so you must learn to be curious and a continuous learner. Be bold and try new things. Work with people with different backgrounds and styles than your own. Take on challenges that scare you and develop your team and communication skills. Clearly, the hot topic right now is AI. Is AI a productivity enabler for those bold enough to learn and utilize it, or a job killer? Is AI safe and secure, or another cyber risk? Likely a bit of all. But remember, AI is a tool to accelerate IQ, but it can't yet replace your EQ. My third recommendation, find your way to give back. Upon a promotion to a senior leadership role, I was approached by HR and told how much I had to donate to their company's chosen charity. I must say, it was surprising and frustrating. I did not mind donating to a cause I believed in, and I'm sure suggested donation amounts go up with income, but this just struck me as too much. Therefore, I'm not going to suggest to you an amount to start giving annually to Iowa State. What I'm suggesting instead is to find your way to give back. For me personally, I've subscribed to a 1 + 1 = 3 approach, meaning if I give $1 plus 1 hour of time, the impact is greater for both parties. For example, every time I'm on campus with students, I leave energized and with ideas to bring back to work. First, determine what matters to you. Over the course of my journey, I've learned leadership and team skills in nonprofit work that help me at work. Beyond universities, there are several organizations that will welcome your skills and impact. Then, find small ways to start. The university has so many ways to engage, and not all require dollars. You can start with your time. And if you're moving out of state upon graduation, there are still local ways to help. The results of finding your way to give back include gratification in ways that are different than what you'll find at work, as well as learning that accelerates what you'll need at work, including developing your EQ and practicing being present. In conclusion, I wish you all the very best as you start your next adventure. And remember to enjoy the journey. Be curious, be bold, don't be afraid of making mistakes, learn from them, and appreciate all the little things and the people along the way. Again, congratulations, graduates.
Thank you, David, for sharing your wisdom with our graduates. We really appreciate it. Up next, our student brass ensemble, led by Michael Galimo, is going to play for us. Thank you.
President Cook will begin the recognition of graduates, followed by the presentation of degrees.
All right, at this time, I call upon Dr. Jason Keith, Senior Vice President Provost, to recognize those students graduating with distinction, those students graduating with university honors, and also those students with military service.
At this time, I would like to recognize the students who are graduating with distinction. At Iowa State, grade point averages are based on a 4.00 scale. This recognition also appears on the official transcript and university diploma. Those students graduating summa cum laude with highest distinction have earned a grade point average of 3.90 or higher, and they are wearing cardinal and gold honor cords. Will those students with highest distinction please rise? You may be seated. Those students graduating magna cum laude with great distinction have earned a grade point average of 3.70 to 3.89, and they are wearing gold honor cords. Will those students with great distinction please rise? Those students graduating cum laude with distinction have earned a grade point average of 3.50 to 3.69, and they are wearing cardinal honor cords. Will those students with distinction please rise? I offer you sincere congratulations on behalf of the faculty of the university. Next, I would like to recognize the students who are graduating from the University Honors Program. Students receiving this distinction have maintained a grade point average of at least 3.50, have shown initiative in developing their own individualized programs of study, and ingenuity in designing and completing an independent honors research project. They are wearing a medallion. Will those students graduating from the University Honors Program please rise? Finally, I would like to recognize all of those in attendance today, graduates and audience members alike, who have served, who are serving, or who will be serving our country in the military following graduation. We are deeply grateful for your commitment and service. Will those individuals please rise as you are able so we may recognize you? Please be seated.
Provost Keith, I now call upon you to present the candidates for bachelor's degrees.
We shall now proceed with the conferring of the undergraduate degrees and awarding of diplomas. Will all candidates for the bachelor's degrees please rise? If you want your degree, stand up. President Cook, these candidates have successfully completed their curricula in their respective colleges. They have been recommended by the college faculty and the faculty senate, and they are approved by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, for the bachelor's degree.
Students, in recognition of the satisfactory completion of your studies in your respective colleges and by the authority delegated to me by the Iowa Board of Regents, I confer upon you a bachelor's degree. As a tradition, I now ask that all bachelor degree recipients move the tassel from the right side, including everybody with the construction hat, from the right side to the left side. Yeah, you got it. Please join me in congratulating our new graduates. Congratulations. All right, please be seated. That was great.
The candidates from each college will walk to the side stairs, up the platform, and across the stage to be recognized. We will begin with the College of Design. Dean Luis Rico Gutierrez will present this college's student marshal to President Cook.
President Cook, Provost Keith, it's my honor to present the first student to receive a degree from the College of Design, Carnicia Royce. Carnicia is graduating summa cum laude with majors in graphic design and music and a minor in art history. She's escorted by Brandon Olson, assistant professor of graphic design. Throughout her time at Iowa State, Carnicia received numerous scholarships and awards for academic achievement, leadership, and design work. She served as a first-year honors leader and honors ambassador, and she was actively involved in the Graphic Design Student Association, ISU Symphonic Band, Cyclone Marching Band, Men's Basketball Pep Band, Dub H Hip Hop Club, and Vietnamese Student Association. Carnicia studied abroad in Italy with the College of Design Rome program and completed a summer internship with Musco Lighting. After graduation, she will begin graduate study towards a Master of Fine Arts in Design at the School of the Visual Arts in New York City. Please join me in congratulating Carnicia and all of the graduates from the College of Design.
Boluwaring D. Ojo.
Hirad Dabag.
Lakayla Brianne George.
Samuel John Postma.
Spencer Michael Andrews.
Ruby Elizabeth Dominic.
Ben Robert Renwick.
Tyler Robert Whitaker.
Alexander Joseph Gillingham.
Noah Michael Hirayama.
William A. Thomas.
Brody Ryan Gordon.
Bennett Bradley Kelly.
Jacob David Zabel.
Annie Gulick.
Jishwan Hester.
Lane Slater.
Joseph Philip Mice.
Leah McClure.
Parker Christian Mueller.
Amina Janich.
Mackenzie Sorber.
Maya Nicole Studevant.
Grace Westfall.
Abigail Bennett.
Kenzie Kerrigan.
Nick Riemenschneider.
Lauren Neal.
Sophia Thomas.
Tyreek Isaiah Ross.
Laura Hayes.
Caitlin Jewel West.
Zoya Nadine.
Carter Aaron Clayberg.
Savannah Kyer.
Ashley Teresa Starr.
Charlie Francis Bledsoe.
Grace Ann Meyer.
Ella Christensen.
Kaylee Combe.
Kennedy Meyer.
Thomas Anthony Klein.
Alyssa Jolyn Beltman.
Jessica Alexis Raff.
Emma Hollander.
Geneva Marcano.
Johnny Joy Eggenberger.
Ashley Guido.
Calissa Hope McManus.
Ellie Ann Otto.
Jacob Sadler.
Elizabeth Rose Klunder.
Logan Matthew Kroger.
Darren Marie Kepley.
Fisher Allen Hoy.
Braden James Bennett.
Nathan David Farland.
Angela Grimaldo.
Olivia Jane Marek.
Allison Lee Scaletta.
Olivia Grace Anderson.
Isabella Grace Hager.
Jesse Garcia.
Tyler A. Barrera.
Sydney Olson.
Caitlin Ann Hooshagen.
Cameron Sexton.
Jessica Lauren Ica.
Cameron Sue Prusman.
Grace Ann Vanderkroll.
Madeline Elizabeth Dake.
Julia Maria Skozen.
Jake Carr.
Gracie Bernadine Roberts.
Samuel Carter Randolph.
Samantha Grace Leeper.
Jake Dayton.
Annabelle Lee Hansen.
Andrea Lynn Swift.
Caitlin Laurie.
Lainey Marie Edwards.
Reagan Michelle Vogelaar.
Brenna Amber Ackerson.
Emelina Catherine Livingston.
Zoe White.
Abby Elizabeth Ijan Early.
Daniel Andrew Malone.
Adam Michael Larson.
Cameron Elise Martins.
Nick Hansen.
Jeremy Thode.
Mason Hyde Baber.
Colin C. Morris.
Eric Michael Hall.
Grace Sneeden.
Joel Stephen Burris.
Josie Olderog.
Nolan P. Bradley.
Chris Trejo.
Natalie Marie Music.
Trevor Jensen.
Jake Halick.
Sam Robert Pease.
Cash Matthew Lilly.
Ivan Coe.
Abby Jeanette Nace.
Keegan L. Smith.
Elizabeth Ann Zimmerman.
AJ Von Vong.
Haley Joe Christopher.
Caitlin Tanner Vesh.
Allison Jean Long.
Jacqueline Fox.
Aaron Lee Hoofnagel.
Dawson Cobb.
Joseph Sigurd Toogood Betty.
Jordan McDowell.
Eleanor Gall.
Azanet Reyes Vargas.
Garrett Malaysi.
On Lee.
Caroline Rose Olson.
Niop Tone.
Yuk Tsai.
Noble Bunn.
Sarah Marie Bereiter.
Luz Viviana Flores Maciel.
Josie May Weaver.
Jordan King.
Josephine Kimber Dorius.
Colton Fogelsong.
Lily Elizabeth Scott.
Michael Hunter Folsom.
Brianna Nicole Bona.
Angela Catherine Jones.
Sydney Renee Bruno.
Lindsay Logenbach.
Abigail Rakes.
Katerina Kimberly Hunt.
Noah Clayton Haney.
Caitlin Wood.
Ian Charles Cuvalier.
Not Bo.
Tyler Tumbunmi.
Sophia Qureshi.
Fernando Robert Villascusa.
Natalie Fries.
Brandon Mathis Simmons.
Melena Seeloff.
Reed Patrick Finnegan.
Hannah Drummond.
Margaret Ann Overturf.
Cooper Skinner.
Livy Ovrum.
Tori Kitt.
Amy Pope.
Jacqueline Gonzalez.
Paige Cecilia Brennan.
Jalen Wynn.
Piper Quinn Wendling.
Olivia Blanchard.
Ria Modi.
Emily Peschke.
Ella Christine Carlock.
Mead Christian Hardaker.
Kimberly Ann Greiner.
Wyatt J. Hackman.
Gabriela Maria Diaz Gonzalez.
Lual Dow.
Michael Connor Hole.
Aaron Fisher.
Aiden Michael Hodge.
Gracie Jane Anderson.
Gabriella A. Norman.
Brooke Abigail Ray.
Jack Christopher McManamy.
Abigail M. Deeds.
Keely Morika Fleener.
Ulysses Placido.
Chase Deskin.
Ethan Ferrer.
Tyler M. Harrington.
Santino Longo.
Elian Oropeza Gutierrez.
Madison Lee Snyder.
Mavie G. Rowling.
Audrey Grace Joyner.
Jeremy Taylor.
Tamia Diane Crawford.
Isaac Coles.
Vineet Nishtala.
Eric Robert Cool.
Carter B. Nelson.
Cole Chappell.
David Polkovic.
Connor Richard Zeja.
Christina Kuhlman.
Andrew Greer Wheaton.
Cecilia Joe Meyer.
Tyler Diaz Deichmeister.
Ellis Regan.
Bhavesh Sharma.
Trinity Duffy.
Lauren Novak.
Audra Kerber.
Addison Clark.
Elizabeth Brunick.
Victoria Lauren Lewis.
Kylie Rugi.
Ella Sophia Jansen.
Kathleen Adil Garrels.
Aaron Noel Musselman.
Josephine Crow.
Aubrey Allen.
Faith Levitt.
Vania S. Uli.
Alexa Barthel.
Bryn Rochelle Lar.
Reagan Koenigs.
Anna Marie McDermott.
Cora Ketcher.
Lauren May Anderson.
Margaret Wolf.
Katie Grace Kangas.
Jillian Ganakis.
Caitlin Teresa Dre.
Madison Nicole Jansen.
Abigail Marie Reinhardt.
Madeline Diane Negley.
Amani J. Keegan.
Molly Slofelt.
Emma Grace Dales.
Dominic Scuderi.
J.C. Lee Christensen.
Donovan J. Wessel.
Adeline Catherine Dexter.
Allison Ribble.
Hannah Etler.
Brooke Campbell.
Austin Etler.
Christiana Marie Ballard.
James Salazar.
Emily Madison Susan Aventine.
Armin Salazar.
Kelsey Marie Marsheets.
Elizabeth Ann Dimmick.
Isabella Anastasia Zingas.
Audrey Wendy Ferry.
Abigail Lee Heffley.
Abby Marie Thomas.
Emily McClelland.
Amelia Manasawi Jenish.
Abigail Ann Marie Kramer.
Leah Christine Wyckoff.
Aaliyah Lurie Paxton.
Ella Schultz.
London Reese Weinberg.
Erica Rose Bittner.
Audrey Elizabeth Wyatt.
Adelaide E. Kessler.
Morgan Elizabeth Ebnett.
Hope Wagoner.
Elizabeth Supranat.
Paige Kathleen Winter.
Dalia Maria Calafala.
Alexander Lorenzo Mo.
Abigail Shipper.
Mason Jr. Rodriguez.
Marcy Elise Reeser.
Ryan James Ruppel.
Samantha Lynn Cranston.
Joshua Newman.
Kristen Olivia Shively.
Catherine Grace Burke.
Karen Marie Forsyth.
Ashton Ann Porter.
Maria Eileen Forsyth.
Ashley Lauren Genrich.
Grace Marie Kriegel.
Ethan Jost.
Jacqueline Ann Bukowski.
Dylan Raymond Estrada.
Christian L. Hagman.
Tyler Crow.
Hannah Tan.
Morgan Claire Shepard.
Jacob Emmanuel Vasquez.
Mackenzie Nicole Renschler.
Mackenzie Gordon.
Kylie Ann Chestnut.
Edwin Villaron.
Susanna Jean Purcell.
Kyle Swearingen.
Peyton Hannah Beatty.
Joshua Daniel Bakey.
Julia Mackenzie Sider.
Madeline Miller.
Chloe M. Timmerman.
Sarah Pinheiro.
Hugh Martin Duffy.
Sierra M. Smith. Orion Osby. Confident Fonde.
Good thing she was last.
Next. Graduates from the College of Engineering. Dean Samuel Easterling will present the college's student marshal to President Cook.
President Cook, Provost Keith, it's my privilege to present the student marshal from the College of Engineering, Mingun Park, from Changwon, South Korea, who's escorted by Dr. Oleg Zarechnia. Mingun is graduating with a double major in aerospace engineering and meteorology. He's conducted undergraduate research with 3 aerospace faculty, developing a passion for using advanced materials to improve aerospace and space orbit designs. Mingun has authored 2 research papers based on his discoveries. Mingun participated in the Make to Innovate program, and he's an FAA certified aircraft dispatcher. Mingun also served as a teaching assistant and peer mentor. After graduation, Mingun will pursue a doctorate in aerospace engineering. Congratulations, Mingun, and to all of our outstanding engineering graduates. Congratulations.
Vincenzo Carson.
Joseph Frederick Zurcher.
Garrett Anthony Putzi.
Cameron Swader.
Isaac Anthony Case.
Nathan Bong.
Carson Koppel.
Zachary Kenneth Lighty.
Olivia Kiefer.
Landon Phillips.
Logan James Coulter.
Felipe Stevenson.
Bryant H. Wynn.
Trenton Lee Strong.
Bradley James Dacus.
Jaden Scott Halstead.
Eli Gannon.
Xander Robert Treichel.
Lucas J. Woodbury.
Jude Vincent.
Lillian Grote.
Samuel Schrader.
Ella Lovin.
Connor James Shepard.
Caroline Marie Wormka.
Jacob Kenneth Larson.
Shauna Cleve.
Jason Potworth.
Colby Christopher Feehan.
Andres Lopez.
Carter M. Edney.
Luke Stewart.
Maricela Estrada.
Austin Nguyen.
Enna Zuracek.
William Allen Stokes.
Raina Pfeiffer.
Riley Wasson.
Lillian Rogers.
Kai Tron.
Elizabeth Ann Walker.
Samuel Lowell Rankin.
Miranda Harris.
Nathan Thomas Strom.
Benjamin Kamler.
Leah Elizabeth Newton.
Patrick Lenahan.
Abigail Tolbert.
Charlie Bradison.
Kelson J. Young.
Drew Anthony Monty.
Sam Jordan.
Ashley Nadeau.
Cale David Reiherd.
Alexander Farrow.
Caleb Sonnentag.
Elijah Tangeman.
Austin James Schwickerath.
Justin Lane Michael.
Darren John Veld.
Carson Batts.
Taylor J. Sutton.
Nicole Bovnacki.
James Edward Pavek.
Gavin Lee Weiss.
Julia Grace Hostetler.
Doyle Chisholm.
Camry M. Brecht.
Lincoln Hadelstad.
Isabella Holland.
Peter Ellis.
Kaylin M. Floshbarth.
Christopher Ewart.
Karina Reef.
Landon Siegfried.
Emma Louise Miller.
Andy Daniel Fung.
Victoria Claire Lenius.
Samuel Michael Gorin.
Hannah Rose Drill.
Aiden W. Foss.
Blake Christopher Rolling.
Aiden Broderick Brian Dolan.
Isaac Doyle Wiles.
Panayoti Andrew Hutchinson.
Nina Gadelia.
Charlie Hudoba.
Riley Stinnett.
Aiden Michael Brown.
Christine Dearson.
Carson Cornwell.
Sydney Ann Rusky.
Jack Fitzgerald.
Lucas Schletz.
Ryan D. Casey.
Connor Michael Slowinski.
Kayla Biddings.
Ka Take Sam.
Matthew Braun.
Calvin E. Neely.
Joey Gallo.
Peter M. Yale.
Aaron Daniel Engel.
David James Scranton.
Dylan John Black.
Owen Andrew Clements.
Madison Dorn.
Joseph Michael Riggs.
Jackson Colati.
John M. Larunas.
Brian Carapia.
Austin Patrick Miller.
Cale Allen Bunce.
Cameron Wilson.
Ethan Olivas.
Will Joseph Regalar.
Alexis Barrera.
Jacob Vavra.
John Patrick Martin.
Mason Lee Woodson.
Chase Cooker.
Oscar Ivan Nazaret Gonzalez.
Lauren Jimenez.
Jada Rose Slife.
Adam Zeitlin.
Jonathan Rojas.
Xander Kuipers.
Garrett Morris.
Brett Allen Cullinan.
Zachary William Schwartz.
Nicholas Stephen Bangy.
Miles Vinton.
Aiden Fector.
Prakirth Riganoth.
Zachary Egger.
Vincent Patrick Mayer.
Samuel Emery Drake.
Joshua Patrick Savage.
Samuel Bingman.
Matthew Quinn Markey.
Walter Blackman.
Michael Thomas Linker.
Isaac David Jansen.
Divya Singh Litter.
Billy Fu Dang.
Annalyn LaFern Seaman.
Matthew Altizer.
Will Andrew Repsch.
Adam Richard Brimmeyer.
Nathan James Krieger.
Andrew C. Garton.
Sierra Izumi Brown.
Christopher M. Dorsey.
Chase Dean Anderson.
Kai Betchika.
Jalen Elizabeth Davis.
Connor Matthew Kirsch.
Carter Daniel Doherty.
Caden Schramm.
Leo Enid Soto.
Justin Iverson.
Gideon Aaron Ladd.
Julia Rose Gomez.
Samuel Zimmerman.
Kyle Thomas Maloney.
Grant Miller.
Benjamin Robert Arrowwood.
Luke Schober.
Siddharth Bunur.
Eli Thomas Shopball.
Diego A. Caledonia Ortiz.
Andrew Stephen Wise.
Michael John Kowitzel.
Kyle William Nord.
Morgan Meany.
Miles Brandon Alexander.
Lewis Jones.
William Evan Thompson.
Carter L. Kibbe.
James Michael Rakeman.
Dominic Fortuna.
Alejandro Daniel Sanchez.
Georgie Geshev.
Maxwell Patrick Siri.
Dawson Hawk.
Alexander Svobodny.
Nicholas J. Ilders.
Weston James Jervold.
Owen Scott Jewell.
Carson Shannon.
Luke Walsh.
Ryan Martin.
Matthew T. Gokin.
Nicholas Whitmer.
Mason Thomas Kotlars.
Brian Allen York.
Dylan Ford.
Noah Matthew Riley.
John Greger.
Cody Michael Songwoo Weil.
Nicholas Kirschbaum.
Hannah Elizabeth Cochran.
Hudson Bretty.
Isaac Schroten.
Harley Gunderson.
Nicholas Joseph Tater.
Leo Laumeyer.
Ethan Daniel Bunting.
Dallas Mark Kuiper.
Anissa Galceran.
Mikhail Anthony Brooks.
Riley Healy.
Shane Kelsey.
Emily Brunk.
Joshua Hoffman.
Chloe Waterbury.
Carter Freilich.
Rahul Sukesh Bhatt.
Luke John Ballback.
John J. Martin.
Timothy Paul Texley.
Ethan David Van Caster.
Christopher R. Mosley.
Louis Michael Leahy.
William Busby.
Daniela Rodriguez.
Alexander Hardkoff.
Aaron John Princeton.
Robert Studi.
Daniel Joseph Labuda.
Dylan Coslin.
Trenton Lower.
Tyson Spicer.
Evan Lee Sarnell.
Ryan Deedy.
Maddox William McCarthy.
Jared Nickel.
Giovanni Santos.
Matthias Doer.
Ezekiel Schwartz.
Just Austin Vasquez.
Ali Menon.
Maximilian Tchaikovsky.
Marina Menon.
Jacob Van Dyke.
Susanna Shanuda.
Benjamin Olson.
Alexis Feeney.
Cole Allen Bertrand.
Aiden Patrick Spawn.
Carter Sanders.
Noah Joseph Madison.
Ian Jesselson.
Will James Towler.
Wyatt Hunter.
Judson Martin.
Carter Hogan.
Jackson Donald Osweiler.
Tyler Closer.
Ava Fisher.
Logan Gammerdinger.
Owen Michael Parker.
Daniel Hovinga.
Mikhail Amiri McDade.
Sofia Katerina Miras Mordini.
Jackson M. Lounsbury.
Kiana Gubbins.
Alex Palin.
Aaron Seaman.
Yuri Ten.
Renee Clemenson.
Merrick Sly.
Carson Bjork.
Tyler Musil.
Jason D. Giovanni.
Nathan William Romans.
Ethan Griesman.
Landon Maggart.
Wesley Ryan Crawford.
Benjamin Neal McAlett.
Ryan Murray.
Sean F. McAravey.
Jose Manuel Vergara.
Francisco Orozco.
Gabby Storelli.
Justin M. Stevens.
Emily J. Mitchell.
Nicholas Toast.
Ethan Hauschilt.
Zachary Gerald Kunze.
Carter Hauschilt.
Caleb Moy.
Zachary Christopher Curtis.
Luke Bullock.
Brett William Casimore.
Oliver Feeney Petta.
Isaac Baumhoffner.
Sam Kraft.
Austin Copper.
Ryan Michael Sperlakis.
Callahan Bauman.
Eric King Shoesmith.
Avram Calvert.
Gavin Strain.
Vance Richard Arnold.
Blake Popinga.
Cole Jonathan Bolches.
Aditya Verma.
Gavin John Heiss.
Emma Grace Porter.
Paul Kolchak.
Aiden Marie Rose.
Jacob Clay White.
Carson Wetzel.
Hannah Grace King.
Caleb Wayne Livingston.
Allison Rickert.
Ben Brant Penny.
Kushagra Call.
Broderick Urbans.
Thomas Hurren.
Maddie Sue Major.
Seth Thompson.
Megan Elizabeth Sherman.
Peter Mikolaitis.
Kyle Kayoshi Tujimoto.
Lucas Kamak.
Alberto Inri Ramirez.
Riley Penagore.
Landon Carey Bettis.
Jonah Hodge.
Eric R. Oltgenbruns.
Helen Black.
Anna E. Thayer.
Joanna Aquino Patino.
Suryansh Mishra.
Jess Dunnigan.
Jackson Godberson.
Sydney Grace Fisher.
Sai Arvinth Lakshmi Narayanan.
Kaylee Herrig.
Selena Lee.
Alexandra Lee Farmer.
Lauren Spady.
Elena Joss.
Jaden Rilantono.
Lauren Keister.
Leopold Jewell.
Brooke Brianne Vigna.
Jack Keaton Lacey.
Ike Lee Jones.
Carter Ross.
Connor Reese Heltman.
Anthony Hollis Schlish.
William Berger.
Sean Lee Thompson.
Braden Hatfield.
Angela Knight.
Gavin Joseph Keeney.
Manuel D. Santana.
Robert Giroux.
Ryan Toon.
Catherine Jane Henkes.
Hope Sol Rim Rizzo.
Colin Coit.
Nellie Leverton.
Samuel Terrence.
Eli Lucas Postula.
Go Arakawa.
Connor Edward Ford Mueller.
Michael Igosa Uagiero.
Colin Joseph McGann.
Yahia Hindaya.
Anissa Anna Egkunmung.
James Morissette.
Felipe Alfonso Figuero Acevedo.
Greta Lopez.
Nathan Thomas Lindstrom.
Lucas Kenneth Fry.
Jorge A. Rivera.
Kara Sue.
Christian Viacholrek.
Wilson Wynn Dipp.
Andrew James Simmons.
Caleb Hemestead.
Matthew Thomas Ostergaard.
Jordan Fida.
Griffin Lee Urban.
Garrett Christensen.
Ryan John Treacy.
Marcos De Leon.
Connor Bradley Nira.
Oluwabega Mega. Felix Aremo.
Gavin Todd.
Jacob Mashol.
Jeremiah Wofford.
Fadi Saeed Masanat.
Elijah Alec Sutherland.
Conrad Miller.
Trevor Michael Warren.
Arumale Kiobol.
Stephen Anthony Orsolini.
Tate Salveson.
Colin Richard Livesay.
Jack Feehan.
Jackson Maddox.
Adeafi Fadanunse.
Eli Stewart Peterson.
Jesuto Funmi Omelekan Obimakinde.
Samuel Richard Mosley.
Alexander Krabenhoft.
Kong Son.
Charles Duster.
Anthony Fon.
Kevin Farias.
Kevin Tron.
Drew William Bixler.
Anthony Harold Schneider.
Omar Youssef Dugan.
Colin Michael O'Gara.
Charles Dolphin.
Christopher Ryan Layton.
Jack Frericks.
Benjamin Edmund Tobin.
Andrea Way Habiba.
Carlos Howell Uzuna.
Austin Kimmerly.
Jake Lee Ragan.
Samuel Gilbert.
Amanda Claire Pierce.
Ian Halstead.
Benjamin Paul Raymond.
Nathan Rohrberg.
Naman Batz.
Ryan Gerard Dunn.
Mukul S. Kulkarni.
Joseph Barnes III.
Caden Mush.
Gabriel Inaya Kivillo.
Nathan Charles Bobendreyer.
Majeste Che Amponsa.
Tashan Amari Vance.
Jessica Fuertes de Arcos.
Amelia Thompson.
Matthew Enoch Brown.
Helene Victoria Williams.
Sullivan Timothy Flynn.
Avery Johanna Mason.
Joshua Goodman.
Sneha Feju.
Casey Drew.
Satyam Sharma.
Dennis Charles Archie.
Riley McElroy.
Brandon Colwell.
Connor Joseph McGovern.
Jackson Shendel.
Trevor Wieseman.
Tyler Richardson.
William Christopher White.
Connor Hootkier.
Nathan Perkins.
Zachary Fields.
Hayden Simpson.
Gautam Krishna Pulela.
Caleb Z.
Mitchell Andrew Jensen.
Ian Cheville Nelson.
Hunter William Canny.
Spencer William Staloski.
Asa Hobb.
Matthew James Lascelle.
Jace Burmeister.
Noah Marshall Vidalski.
Srdan Kupanovic.
Luke Samuel Niederheitman.
Juan Pedro Figueroa.
Dylan Andrew Longlet.
Hoyt Zwanjarski.
Jacob Anthony Garcia.
Lucas Shaban.
Gavin Jonah Loisel.
Dylan Michael Anderson.
Peter J. Marshall.
Jacob Austin Reimer.
Nathan Larry Thorpe.
Gavin Timothy Clausen.
Charles Henry Wood.
Evan Taylor Jones.
Grace Panic.
Anthony Thomas Borino.
Lila Leanne Brandeberry.
Mary Sophie Gutierrez.
Colton Stodaker.
Parnika Dasgupta.
Austin Strait.
William Edley.
Braden Wood.
Adam Hallahan.
Omran Sharif.
Brock M. Griffin.
Camden Fergan.
Noah Joseph Braun.
Simon James Weidert.
Ethan Cho.
Imogen Francis Otto.
Braden John Bond.
Ellie Elizabeth Wilkes.
Andrew Calvin Dreyful.
Samantha Edwards.
Pranav Hemant.
Tegan Bernadette Opalanek.
Rafael Serrano.
Max William Purvis.
Bryce Jensenius.
Michael O'Neill.
Heather Alberts.
Anna Clara Malaman Soares.
Luke Otterer.
Joseph Paul Schottmer.
Ryan Lee Holden.
Brandon Strobine.
Aiden Koziol.
Cohen John Seifert.
Carson Irving.
Tommy Layer.
Andrew Johnson.
Pratik U. Malya.
John Beltsuver.
Matthew Leal.
William Klabundi.
Jonas D. Tesfa.
Brian Zerwinski.
Jonathan Neal.
Justin Balling.
Sam D. Carroll.
Reza Chowdhury.
Rowan Christopher Nevala.
Sathabith Kasarabada.
Ty David Kikuli.
Owen Arnold.
Aiden Patrick Prevs.
Alex Kean.
Samuel Pershing.
Jerome Jacobs.
Thaddeus Zenk.
Jordan Claybaugh.
Abraham Piper.
William Hafer.
Kyle C. Schrepfer.
Christopher Eller.
Dylan F. Schultz.
Margaret Aylesworth.
Andrew David Simonson.
Tai Chi Pham.
Josiah M. Shoemaker.
Quinn Glock.
Eli David Salas.
Alec B. Aldrich.
Chance Stropes.
Vaughn William Blade.
Victor Canupi.
Cameron Broker.
Nate Michael Pinto.
Arthur Borborema Nunez.
Thomas Joyce.
Benjamin Adams.
Philip Nah.
Cash Codner.
Hannah Albright.
Ben Hughes.
Eden Francis Rodekamp.
Lucas Dudek.
Harrison Dom.
Dale M. Guerreri.
Andrew Knipper.
Ethan Pavlinek.
Amanda Rose Kuffner.
Emmett P. Stewart.
Blake Wagoner.
Raj Vincent Loy Odan Bete.
Ritvik Karthik.
Colton Bain.
Anaf Asif Mohammed.
Anthony Pierce.
Jacob Jeremy Weiner.
James Davis.
Jason McCulley.
Mason Lane.
Evan Mario Marshallek.
Cohen Edward Garling.
William Robert Martin.
Van Russell Keach.
Preston Don Raymond Tippy.
Callan Davies.
Thomas Andrew Wozniak.
Marco Atkins.
Luke Edgar Mulligan.
Colin Pettingill.
Thomas Michael Maziars.
Gennaro Peralta Fe Awan.
Nolan Shayer.
Andrew Murphy.
Luke Thomas Peters.
Isaac Lewis.
Marvin Newen.
Zachary Dixon.
Nicholas Navarez.
Noah Alexander Johnson.
Oes Saban.
Egan Ellis Kirk.
Thomas Pexa.
Gunnar Matthew Donahue.
Camden J. Senef.
Marcus Barker.
Brody Michael Steinfeld.
Jacob Schulmeister.
L'Oreal Lopez Martinez.
Justin Lee Hinchin.
Taylor Xavier Williams.
Cole Doty.
Sawyer R. Weinert.
Randall Hine.
Michael A. Wilson.
Paul Brockett.
Lucas Gabriel Abramowski.
Corey Heitoff.
Darren Alp Tuxall.
John Michael Anderson.
Bay May.
Christian Alisea.
Nokalija Vidanovic.
Abigail Marie Gingrich.
Colin Schieder.
Ray Redondando.
Janak Podell.
Matthew Allen Johnson.
Prakarsha Podell.
Connor Patrick Doherty.
Udip Krishna Shretha.
Jason Backy.
Daniel M. Vergara Pinila.
Brady Joseph Kuhn.
Yusef Suleiman Soto.
Michael Drobat.
William Russell McKernan.
Simone Banks.
Riley Joseph Philippi.
Luke Geyer.
Luke Leone.
Eli Newland.
Nathan DeFries.
Taran Trauernicht.
Colin Yuska.
Mara Mickelleiman.
Leif Anderson.
Dylan Raymond Cagle.
Jacob Skozek.
Jacqueline Tanzi.
Jackson Patrick Milburn.
Natalie Pinto.
Nathaniel Dean Stone.
Tan Hui Win.
Ding Prince Tut.
Fernanda Tejada.
Ethan J. Raposa.
Nora Kapala Brown.
Lane Cass Sullivan.
Amelia Poe.
Patrick Joseph Monternock.
Alan Rodolfo Flores.
Lucas Gerard Rizzo.
Cale Alexander Curry.
Nolan Lane Jacobson.
Mara Ryan Ho.
Muhammad Raham Salim.
Catherine Benscoter.
Adam Scott Pritchett.
Hannah Brooks.
Ryan Arthur Mamrot.
Emma Ruth Heitoff.
Claire Marie Quirk.
Alex Guadalupe Hernandez.
Hannah Upton.
Christian Hylison.
Cash Peterson.
Jarrett Kerwin.
Keegan Wemark.
Dylan Joseph Demeen.
Yihang Lee.
Caleb Humphrey.
Jack Cooper Ware.
Christian Simbranowitz.
Drew Wetterland.
Nathan Mosier.
Enders Nathan Otness.
Derek Ketchum.
Justin Rohde.
Caden Adams.
Anish Nag.
Max Denio.
Matthew Smosna.
Joseph Michael Vish.
Elliot Attila Suto.
Brady Dias.
Carter Wade Loesch.
Joshua Donald Miles Hediger.
Willem Stottrup.
Blake Ryan Good.
Ian Michael Stravers.
Joshua DeJohn.
Aaron Matthew Schlieder.
Yui Bui.
Zach Schmitz.
Ryan Shapland.
Blake Andrew Claybaugh.
Quinn Bessert.
Truman Joseph Patterson.
Madison Jung.
Connor Michael Woods.
Jaden Burke.
Benjamin Olson.
Jace Albens.
Logan Root.
Isaac Blandon.
Samuel David Leto.
Joseph Zier.
Caleb Michael Resmer.
Colby Kuchara.
Cale James Lyle.
Adam Rutiki.
Carter William Calda.
Jade Heitmeyer.
Randolph Roman.
Lily Towery.
Jenny Alexandria Williams.
Sophia Fega.
Edward L. Shea.
Hannah Serdarovich.
Carter James Peterson.
Megan Lynn Hill.
Ryan P. McFadden.
Gabriella Sage Norris.
Junho Lee.
Logan Jeffrey Holliday.
Jesse Velt Williams.
Daniel Patrick Cook.
Bo Smith.
Abby Felsta.
Ryan Michael Rocky.
Layden Michael Denning.
Alexander Porter.
Nicholas Dean Carter.
Shane P. Bailey.
Peter Sherman Collins.
Joshua Alexander Slick.
Corey Juice.
Marco Mead.
Colin Samuel Grota.
Avery Middendorp.
Evan Raymond Kunsel.
Cullen O'Neill.
Nathan Atsef.
Michael Stodgel.
Azrael Ray Carr.
Connor Utley.
Caden Avery Berger.
Huang Sun So.
Dylan Richard Jacks.
Wesley Mao.
Jessica Guerrero.
Christopher Lloyd Smith.
Annie Huynh.
Caleb Askelson.
Natalia Jutka.
David Meza.
Catherine Roos Enderby.
Evan Murnane.
Bella Singh.
Eli Wall.
Ozair Nurani.
Haley Isabella McRoberts.
Ramsri Vatsan Ganesh.
Grace Kokin.
Chilana R. Amaratunga.
Harsh Modi.
Samuel Patrick Ford.
Mayun Tai.
Laith Al-Sairathi.
Christian Edward Rivera.
Allison Dawn Arnold.
Samartha Prasanna Purandare.
Adam Hoff.
Adam Walter Lotozensky.
Odvayeth Thimaronsera.
Kai Kingston Lee Caldwell.
Siddharth Rao.
Maria Grace Wagner.
Caden Matthew Timmerman.
Sarah Elizabeth Warner.
Kyle J. Cook.
Aisha Kabdish Dakur Mohammed.
Benjamin Kendall Steenhook.
Soma Y. Germano.
Colin Doransky.
Muzi Makisi.
Brenner Gallagher.
Brian Alexis Beltran.
Ella Annalise Corbin.
Aiden James Murphy.
Lily Foreman.
Tyler Jens Mionoka.
Isabella Johnston.
Chad James Luckenbill.
Chase Anthony Davenport.
Morgan Elizabeth Yar.
Nevin Robert Young Park.
Fu B. Nguyen.
Jacob Baxter.
Caleb Schrock.
Evan Booz.
Owen Robert Tressimer.
Julian Garcia.
Dylan Mahia.
Ellen Johanna Halber.
Matthew Weinberger.
Charles Conrad Freeman.
Jongmin Lee.
Sean Matthew Kara.
Peyton Edward Nix.
Jacob Bishop.
Ethan Lee Mayer.
Cole Jenkins.
Errol Barker.
Julia Young.
Isaac Leandro Kenyon.
Ryan Flaskamp.
Tsai Chiang Chun.
Caroline Mayfield.
Yin Chuen Chung.
Seth Clover.
Brandon David Levesque.
Grace Bull.
Tyler J. Gorton.
Emma Bull.
Cameron Edward Gilbertson.
Karen Miyako Miller.
Jack Newton.
Chase Jeffrey Goodwin.
Ethan Duong.
Madison Joe Bergman.
Andrew Michael Kangas.
Jamie Lutowski.
Matthew Ryan Flores.
Andrew J. Brown.
Caden J. Kingsbury.
Keegan James Jagim.
Anish Chunda.
Alex Ludeking.
Jared Kazor.
Lawson Port.
Aaron Ball.
Claire Haas.
Adine Ilyas.
Rachel Elizabeth Aird.
Vladimir Israel Castro.
Rachel Christensen.
Adam James Kavanaugh.
Mercedes Browder.
Joel D. Nelson.
Emilijan Leopold Kosic.
Sean Harlan Brousseau.
Joshua Arceo.
Aaron Calder.
Andrew Dawson.
Laura Mariana Santos Correa.
Sayak Dubé.
Ibrahim Mutib.
Eric M. Anderson.
Talal Abeldafi.
Ryan Hong.
Colin Donahue.
Tarushi Jayatileke.
Samuel Adam Dunker.
Cherise Lee.
Alexander Fernandez.
Dawood Jabriel Benedict.
Usman Ahmed Dautpota.
Gurumanye Singh Diman.
Abdullah Haran.
Ethan Hunt.
Henry James Dendiger.
Keaton Colby.
Ethan Henry Repke.
Andrew Cork.
Anton Yakolev.
Jason M. Blake.
Nicholas Ian Hrutinsky.
Declan Creedon.
Jonah David Crosby.
William Hurley Hurtado.
Samantha E. Austin.
Alex Lockenmeyer.
Jack Luer.
Muhammad Fadel.
Jonathan Martinez.
Charles Francis Arroyo.
Omar Khaled Abdudaga.
Bo U.
Onur Onal.
Sean Rodney Davis.
Kemal Yavuz. That's it? There you go. Well, just tell me your name.
All right, as the ceremony comes to an end, I want to again congratulate all of our graduates. We are, as I said earlier, so very proud of you. Now it's time for our graduates to celebrate and show their appreciation for the individuals who supported them to reach this moment. So graduates and guests, everybody, please rise. Everybody in the room, there we go. Graduates, this is your Instagram moment. Pull out your streamer. Congratulations, let them fly. Let's do it. Go. Congratulations, class of 2026. Please remain standing and join our student vocalist, Andrew Cox, in the singing of the Bells of Iowa State. Congratulations, everybody.
Please join in singing the Bells of Iowa State, which the music can be found on the back of your programs.
Thank you.